We live, baby boy.
Yeah, you know, we live. Yeah,
Hey man, tell me what y'all think
you know,
about this real quick before we get
feel it,
started.
catch
We
you
gonna go
up.
live in a minute.
But I tell you,
Start off. Let me tell me what y'all think about this lady.
you did what?
But why you gonna put it on in the show?
Right. What you doing?
What is going on here?
Oh, now y'all made me mess.
What you
Guns
got
with the
going?
beam on it. It's a self-made business if I'm seen running. Far as I know, I'm a jazzy chick. It's the P and you ain't asked me shit. Law London and me to describe how bad I went on a nigga, not your average bitch. Yay, 500, big Elms, I need it now. A real nigga and silk press to let it down. A Queen Carrie, but still will walk you down. Money good, but still I'm in the town. Bitches knowing how I'm coming when I slide through. Boss niggas only one that I'm tied to. Always hating on your girl, what did I do? If it ain't about money, it ain't nothing to reply to. Yeah. Hopping out of 650s and throw some G's on it. Cause if I pull up in the ghost, I had a scene.
I just had to do something, man. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to say, what
is that about?
in the back of an Uber? What we talking about?
What is she doing? What is going on?
Yeah, how stupid are y'all? I mean, she's just an upcoming rapper or whatever.
Oh, well, okay.
I've said,
Well, look, tell us something. Don't just throw us out here blind.
Throwing stuff out there like we know what's happening. You play too many games in your own mind. You talking to yourself too many times by yourself.
Anyway, tap in. It's about to go live in a few minutes, so we waiting for a few of you guys to get in.
I'm sharing right now.
Share, like
Hey,
everybody.
share alike. You feel me? You feel me?
Man, you crazy. What you laughing about, that boy?
All right, y'all.
We got.
I'll just be messing with. I'm messing with the feel over there.
Thumbs up if y'all in. If y'all here, give us some thumbs up. Let us know that y'all here. It looks like we're gonna get started, man. Y'all ready?
Go ahead and drop
Let's
it.
get it cracking.
Come on
Let's
now.
go. Let's go.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
All our illusions will disappear, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We know.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Peace.
I love y'all.
What's up? It's Reason on Fired Up Thursday. Y'all appreciate you guys tapping in. This is where you messed me up right there already. All right, this is where you give us your reasons on what you're thinking about today, what we're talking about today. It's your boy Fuel in the house, y'all.
Fat boy in the building. You already know what type of time we on. We are here.
Like living the place to be. Let's go. Yeah, we hear you.
And it's Dr. C on.
He was looking at me like I wasn't there.
I don't know what's wrong with y'all. Sorry, I don't know.
That's
good.
Sorry.
All right, man. To be honest, all right.
Let's
get
into it.
Yeah, I want to get into it real quick, man. This is a serious topic that I'm going to get into right now. We're going to go ahead and jump onto it because I want as many as people to show their love and donate if they can to a wonderful woman that that's having her heart transplant, by the name of course, is our number one supporter too. So we got to support her.
Oh
You know
man,
what I mean? Her
family
name is Jill Woolridge, which
for
is
sure.
my boy Liv's wife. We want to support her. And I actually just um oh, what's up, Jill? She already there. She's here. Oh, okay, she's here.
I know she here. Yeah.
Yeah, there she go right
Oh,
there.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to show some love, guys.
Well, where the clapping and the applause and the horns?
Right.
Because you was talking, that's why you didn't hear it when it was going. Anyway.
Nah, that wasn't why you was fumbling. I was just
Anyway, y'all just go. Hey, y'all, I ain't even gonna mess with y'all today. Anyway, man, as you guys can see, we want to support Jill Woolridge on her heart transplant journey. Give what you can, or even you can click on there and give a word of support. You know what I mean? Encouragement and all that good stuff. Jill has been to a nice little journey in the last year or so. So we want to be able to support her in her journey and get her heart transplant as soon as possible. So I just wanted to actually just go on there and come on and read some of the things that's on her page for her GoFundMe page. As you can see, the scrolling at the bottom is the link to go onto the page and support. So if you guys are watching, has been watching, and has understand how important this is, go on and support some kind of way, even if it's a word of encouragement or if it's donating money or whatever. That's what I want to say about that. But I do want to read from her page. It says, I am blessed to be a wife, a mother, and a grandmother to an incredible group of people who light up my life. I have lived with a very rare heart disease for many years. I have been in and out of the hospital enduring more surgeries than I can count, but I was always able to heal fairly quickly and continue working. About a year ago, my heart finally reached its limit, and I underwent surgery to have a battery operated internal heart pump, LVAD, implanted. Something that is keeping me alive as I wait for the ultimate gift, a heart transplant. And then it goes on to since then it's been a tough road. Complications from old hardware led to 5 more surgeries over the past year, each one requiring long and difficult recoveries. Before this chapter of my life, I have fulfilled careers with good health benefits, along with a few side jobs that helped support our family. But all of that came to a abrupt end the day my LVAD was installed. This past year has tested us in every way imaginable. Yet, even though the hardest days, it has also been a year of hope, faith, and perspective. Thanks to my husband's incredible resourcefulness, we have been able to hold financially much longer we ever thought possible. However, the mounting medical expenses, uh, weekly travel expenses to the heart transplant hospital located in Austin, and loss of income are catching up with us, and we are beginning to feel the strain. Reaching out like this is not easy for me. I am a private person, and asking for help does not come naturally. But right now, I pray that it can help me get through this journey and go to the life-saving transplant I do desperately need. So if you guys, and there's a couple of more lines there, but that was it. But if you guys can, you know, see in your heart to help her out, you know what I mean? And yeah, definitely, support, you know what I'm saying? So there's your hand clap, man.
Yeah, that's what we need.
So let me just touch on this a little bit.
Go ahead.
This is something that she wanted to do.
Hmm.
I I don't want to say. Well, I'm gonna be dead ass. Pardon my language. I didn't want to do this because I feel like there are so many more people in the world that need more help than we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
no, it's
mean,
not.
we're blessed to be where we are, and
Same.
like she said, we do what we can do to make stuff work. But what people don't understand is that I'm retired, and so when she quit working, that was thousands of dollars that came up missing from from the monthly income.
Right.
You know, and like I said, look, we held on for a long, long time.
Mhm.
And just like I was telling Fuel, you know, we just got another car, and then we had the car for 2 months, and the transmission just went out.
Mm.
And so, but luckily, by the grace of God, we were still under warranty. So, you know, some of that we still got to pay something, but it ain't nothing like what we would have to pay.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? But you know, like I said, even if it's just words of encouragement or anything like that,
Mhm.
hey, we appreciate any and everything.
Mhm. Mhm. That's what's up, man. You know, I commend your humbleness, man, when it comes to this type of thing.
Yeah, man.
But you know, we all, you know, sometimes end up in a situation where we don't want to ask, where we don't, you know, feel like, you know, need the help and stuff like that or whatever. But that's why you have friends like us. That's why you have relatives like us. You know what I mean? To, you know, kind of overcome that humbleness that you may have. You know what I'm saying? Because I know you don't ask, you guys don't ask nothing. You know, it's kind of like do it, you know, for yourself and all that good stuff or whatever, man. But I feel good just knowing that, you know, we're here for you and we're going to support you regardless, you know, whether you want it or not. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, don't get it twisted. I'm gonna take it.
Yeah, I know.
Don't get it
I
twisted.
know, right?
No,
Yeah,
for real.
I look,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Which is, I ain't gonna be no
For real.
fool
I look,
now.
I appreciate it. Love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all
Mhm,
very much.
mhm,
But
mhm.
you know,
Yeah.
like I said, I feel like regardless, you know, we're blessed beyond measure.
Right.
And we're gonna get through this regardless.
Exactly.
But you know, it is what it is.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys are actually watching this, you know, share on y'all page, share on y'all page as well. You know, the show itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That way, or either copy the link that you guys see that's going scrolling at the bottom. You know, and just share it. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do a whole lot. Just share it. That's all you got to do. It don't cost nothing to share.
Nope.
So can y'all please do that for us at Fired Up Broadcasting? All right. Appreciate you.
And I need to go share it too.
Exactly.
So,
All right,
yep.
man. Well, that's
Yep.
you know, we're gonna be moving along pretty quick today because I don't know. I don't know for some reason, man. My energy is not. I'm trying to get some energy, y'all. Help me out. Y'all gonna help me out or what?
Man, you better go grab one of them Red Bulls or something, bro.
I know, right?
Man, he need that Mountain Dew.
Yeah, that
That's
Mountain
what he
Dew.
need. He ain't had his
It's been a
Mountain
long
Dew.
week for me, man. For some reason, I mean, at the end of the month, selling cars, dude, and the pressure and trying to hit that quota, boy, I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
it takes a lot out of
Yeah,
it. It takes
I
a
can
lot
only
out of it.
I
imagine.
can only imagine.
But you know, I'm doing it for a reason, not just the season.
Getting to it though, man. You
Yeah,
getting it
that's
done.
what's up.
That's
Yes,
all
sir.
that matters.
All right, man. Well, let's get
At
into
the
this
end of the day.
first topic, and we're gonna actually go throughout the show. I'm gonna actually be asking again about you guys to donate, you know, as well, you know, throughout the show. So just so y'all don't, forget. I know, right?
Make sure y'all drop this off our money
Mhm.
now. You best not.
Don't be messing with the church money.
Yeah.
No, for real.
All right, man. Let's get in this first topic, man. Is holding on to forgiveness keep you from being successful? Is holding on to forgiveness keep you from being successful? That's a hard one.
I think it should be unforgiveness.
Holding on to unforgiveness.
Yeah.
Oops, my typo.
That's
man.
okay.
You know, I was
Black Liv, come get your
Look,
cousin.
man.
Hey,
I've been,
hey, come get your
my day has been just
cousin.
crazy, man.
While he fixed that, I would like to hear. I would like Dr. C to start it off, if that's okay.
Hey,
on
please
this.
do, because I know this is probably something that has spoken to her in certain ways. And
And why he changes it, the topic is holding on to unforgiveness, keeping you from being successful or keeping you from being successful.
Yeah, I think holding on to unforgiveness blocks a lot of things, not just your success. It's just how you move in life. You know, you have to, you know, in order to be a better you, sometimes we have to learn to forgive ourselves for things and decisions that we've made, stuff that we've done that we're not so proud of, that we still walk around with a lot of shame. And so, because we do have those things still holding on to us, it can cause us to be stagnant, or it can hinder you from moving forward. So, you know, being able to wake up every day and love yourself in spite of your past, because the reality is whatever happens in your past really should be a life lesson, not detriment to who you are or the choice you made, but just a life lesson. So when people say, you know, oh, they're so wise, or they have a lot of wisdom or knowledge, it's not that they haven't gone through anything, but people learn how to turn the things that were not so great into learning opportunities so that they can do better the next time. But when we hold on to unforgiveness, you know, a lot of times you say, oh, you hear people say, well, I won't forget, but I forgive. Yeah, but a lot of times people are saying, I won't forget. They still mad.
Absolutely, Dr. C.
They're still holding on. And then they got an attitude. And my thing is this: it takes a lot, and people don't realize it takes a lot to stay mad about stuff that happened decades ago. Like, you got to be mentally crazy to be holding on to something that happened 3 decades ago. Are you having challenges with, you know, back in the day in KC, we got it where there's a lot of families from different areas been fighting forever. The people that originally started the fights are dead, but these families are still going at it, you know, and that's unforgiveness. And you're fighting something that you don't even know why you're fighting it. But you're doing it because you think you're holding honor. You're not holding honor to anybody. As a matter of fact, you're degrading yourself and the name that you've been given. So you got to let go. Unforgiveness is like it's a death. People don't realize a lot of people go to their graves because of unforgiveness. It causes sickness on the inside, causes a lot of mental health stress. It causes you anxiety. It puts you in a bad position when you can't think right and everything is always chaotic and crazy because you're holding on to something that was never meant for you to have. That's why in the Bible, the Lord tells us to cast all our cares upon Him. You know, He will deal with it. He will fight the battle for us. We don't have to fight our battle. And if we just learn how to communicate in a respectful way, not be so abrupt and rude and disrespectful, but if you're having an issue, you know, let's talk about it. Let's be able to say, hey, you know what? I don't like that, or this is how you affected me when you said this. And then don't be so quick to try to prove things, because who are you proving it to? You know, so unforgiveness it's a killer, you know, because it's not just about what we say in our mouth, but it's what we believe in our heart, is what we're thinking in our mind. And if you're holding that at any point in any of those 3 areas, then you're not moving because you're still harboring something that you shouldn't be harboring. So unforgiveness, it does block your success. It does block you from moving forward. You know, it does block you from, you know, even expressing yourself your true way that you may want to express yourself and how you feel with other people. So yeah, I think it is, you know, it can hinder you. That's for sure. It definitely can hinder you, but you have to learn how to forgive yourself, first of all, especially when you know you've been through a lot of things. Secondly, learn how to truly forgive the people that you have an ought with. And then sometimes that means just going back, and even if they owe you the apology, go back and say to them, hey, I just want to apologize for whatever transpired between the 2 of us. You know, because the apology is not really for them, it's more so for you. Asking for forgiveness is not for them, it's more so for you, because you know you're doing the right thing to make sure that you're mending a relationship or a friendship that you may cherish. And then, you know, it may not last forever, but that's okay. At least you went back to ask for forgiveness.
I like it,
Yep,
Dr. C.
that's definitely on point.
Yeah.
What you think, Fat Boy? You want me to go?
Go ahead, Black Lee. Not Black Leaf is crazy. Black Lift. Either
Yeah,
way.
but so yeah, I totally agree with everything you said, Dr. C. But the one thing that I like to focus on is what when you tell people, I forgive everybody. Okay, I
Mhm.
forgive everybody, and once again, when I forgive you, it's not for you; it's for me.
Yeah.
It's to make me lighter. Because just like Jill said in her comment, why would you carry that around? It would just weigh you down.
Right.
Forgive for yourself so you can let go.
Yep.
And that's what it comes down to. But at the same time, what people also need to understand is just because you forgive it doesn't mean that you will ever forget. And
Right.
there are people that fortunately, so say somebody that you loan money to or something, right? And they don't pay you back or they don't give it to you, right? Okay, you forgive that person, but you never forget and you keep it moving. And like I tell somebody else, if that's all it cost you to find out what that person was about,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
came out cheap.
Right.
Yeah.
You came out cheap. And
Mm.
so just because you forgive them don't mean you got to keep messing with them. You know what I mean?
I
There are
agree.
people that are in our lives that should not be in our lives.
100.
And that
Woo.
those are people that we don't need. You know
What?
what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
basically, you need to keep yourself motivated, keep yourself moving forward, keep the light in your heart open.
Yeah.
Forgive, but never forget. Because when you continue to let people run over you time after time after time, that's part of what also makes you unsuccessful.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't understand your own boundaries. And once you understand yourself, then you will be better. You'll be a better person. You'll be more motivated. You'll understand where you need to go and what you need to do.
Is
Because as we always say, people are in your life for a season or for a reason,
right.
for a lesson or for a blessing.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you cannot actually forgive someone?
Mm-mm. No. I,
I would say I agree, Dr. C. No.
no.
I think
Let me tell you.
I think you should always forgive or try to
I can
forgive.
forgive.
Very
I have
important.
forgiven people who have done dogged out dirty to me.
Mm-hmm.
When I say dirty, I mean dirty. And these are people that I've helped, like I go the extra mile for. And I have been able to forgive them. I've helped friends start businesses. I've helped friends with their kids. I've paid friends bills. I've done a lot of things. And then as soon as you look around, they not there, or they do one little thing for you, then they want to throw it in your face like
Mm-hmm.
you ain't never done nothing for them. Man, when I say, and my family can attest, I am the most forgiving. I will snap your head, but I'm the most forgiving person because I don't have time to let somebody else drag me down because they unhappy in their life.
Right.
My life is
Mm-hmm.
not walking around being bitter, crazy, talking crazy, being all caught up in somebody else's business, just doing raunchy things. That ain't my life.
Let me
Mm-mm.
ask
I
you
have,
this.
so yeah, I forget anytime anything go down, I forgive. And even my enemies have called me to ask me for help. And they know they're my enemies.
Let me
And
ask
I
you this.
fucking, huh?
Have you ever been in a situation to the point where like sometimes you end up in so you feel like you probably wouldn't forgive them, but you did forgive them eventually. You know what I'm
No,
saying? Have you ever
I
you ever
never,
okay, I
I'm
have.
never that mad, Stephen.
I have.
I'm never that mad.
No,
Because to me,
I haven't really been that mad, but I've been so I was so disappointed and so I guess hurt by what they did
yeah,
to the point where I felt at the time that I was like, I can't forget this person. I can't believe
no,
they did this to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying
yeah, but
naturally as a human, sometimes you will end up
you
doing
feel
that.
like
You'll be
that.
like, but then when you think about it, as time goes on, you kind of like, oh, forget it. You know what I'm saying? I'll forgive
Yeah,
them.
let me,
Because you'll feel that on your heart.
yeah,
Exactly.
You know that feel. You'll feel that. And that's
Exactly.
gonna ride with you like a weight on your head for the rest of on your head and on your heart.
Yeah.
And that's what you don't want. That's not gonna that's is that helping you? Is that making you a better person?
no,
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 it's not.
initially when something like that happened, and I'm just talking real time, that you basically,
of course,
one you probably won't, you ain't thinking about forgiving them. One, you're thinking about getting them back in some kind of way, or two, it's kind of like, don't ever talk to me. I won't forget what you did to me, and have that hurt. But when you have that inside of you, that's that's kind of like something that you have to work out, within yourself, of course. But I mean, I've had to the point where I'm talking about, I'm in LA, man. I have like, we used to roll like 20 deep. You know what I'm saying? We go out or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And everybody was, and us, we from Kansas City. So when we say you my brother, you my brother, you my, what I'm saying? You my dog, we use that shit for, but here they don't use that like that. They just use it as a plaything to use you, or how to
manipulate you,
on you, or try to see what you doing so they can do what you do, so they can take it on. So that type of thing or whatever. So at first I was in that situation where I was like, oh man, forget that, I ain't forgiving that. I'm figuring out how for one, I end up thinking like, what can I do better to actually get better than whatever that they trying to do, because they stole my ideal, and I still 100% different ideals or whatever to make better, and I start thinking like that before I even started thinking about forgiving. And then as time goes on, I'd be like, oh, if that person came back around, I probably would still be cool with them. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't forget. I know how they move now.
And that's like having your children. We all have kids, so they all have different personalities. You've already set the table, the foundation. You know what they're supposed to be doing. They know what they're supposed to be doing. But at some point, them jokers disappoint you, and you don't forget that you've already said, "Don't do this because this is the consequences if you do." But they do it anyway. So it's like what you said, Phil, being disappointed, because when you are a true friend and you're not looking for anything, or you're just really genuinely trying to be there for the people that's in your circle, everybody's not raised like that. Everybody, if y'all notice, for people that really grow up with the real old-fashioned morals and values, we call everybody friend. We call everybody brother and sister that we're close to. We call their mom and daddy our mom and daddy. They aunts and uncles our aunt and uncle. We treat each other like family. It's an extension of what we were taught growing up.
Right.
But when you are from another area or another place and they don't do that, when they see that you do that, sometimes they take it as you being vulnerable, or they can get over, or they want to manipulate you, not realizing that, hey, this is the core of who I am. You can never change the core of who I am.
Right.
That's going to be there always.
Right.
They see you as a Kansas City sucker.
Yeah, but if you
straight up, they see you as a country. They know that you tell them you from Kansas City.
Yeah,
they think you a Bama.
Yeah. But the reality is this, we can be disappointed, but I always say this, sometimes God, it has to take something to happen in order for us to really see the people that are around us and what they're really about. So now I'm learning that. Like I'm really learning about some people that I thought was like, oh, okay, now I see. I'm like, hey, okay, that's you.
Right.
So I don't have to be mad or upset, I just watch how they move. And if it ain't what I do, then it's not what I do. But I don't have to get caught. I'm not going to get caught up. And I think that's the biggest thing, so that you don't have to worry about being upset or not having forgiveness. You walking around with unforgiveness.
Right. That's
right. But just like Jill said in her last one, she was like, I can forgive anyone because it's for me, not them.
Right.
It doesn't mean I'm going to mess them anymore, though. But I can walk away free and lighthearted.
Yeah,
that's the point. If you, just like you said, even if you go back and you forgive them and you still mess with them in some sort of way, you've now, once again, that lesson or that blessing, you've now learned your lesson.
Yeah,
and so therefore you gonna move, you gonna move different. You gonna move silent like a G in lasagna. You know what I'm saying? You gonna you gonna keep it moving a different way.
Yeah.
G and lasagna? Is that?
Yeah.
That's Lil Wayne, fool.
Oh.
That's Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up?
I'm just going.
Heather say what's up in
I'm just gonna piggyback off of what everybody said. I definitely agree with Black Lift and Dr. C. I think that it is essential. Forgiveness is essential to growth. I think that if you continue to hold on into things in the past. You're going to continue to stay in the past. I think that it's also to forget what people have done, but then to still handle them with grace in what they've done, right? I think that Black Liv made a great point in the sense of, because you wronged me and I forgive you, I don't necessarily have to hang out with you, but I don't have to mean you any malice, right? I don't have to wish anything bad towards you. But I think the most important thing is not really for yourself. I think forgiveness is truly essential to the individual who is forgiving the person. I think that, like I said prior, if you don't do that, you risk a detriment to yourself, essentially, right? You wish you risk going back into a certain behavior. Two, right? Because like Black Liv said, everyone, you don't belong with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't belong in your circle, essentially. And so I think that it is very, very, very pivotal that you focused on the growth and not the hate. Right? I think that that's the most important.
Yeah. And in today's society right now, there's enough mental illness going around.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Not saying going around, but there are people that have so many things on their mind.
Yeah.
And with the economy, with what's going on with the government, with this and that, to hold on to some petty or some small things, like you said, forgiveness is about getting that off your mind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you have to worry about your mental health.
Yeah.
And mental health these days, to me, I'm glad that it's getting the shine that it's getting right now.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people that, especially in our community, that ignored it for so long. You know, man, we keep that in the family. We don't talk to nobody about that. We don't talk to nobody about this. We don't talk to nobody about that. And that leads to an early grave.
Yes, it does.
And people really need to understand that it's okay to talk to somebody about your feelings. It's okay to talk to somebody about what's going on in your life, because just having somebody to listen can help you.
Yeah. I think the other thing with the millennials nowadays, you know, we see a lot of them walking around with a lot of anger.
Yes.
Just angry. You know, and I'm speaking on, I got one that just angry, but because the way he was raised, and you know, people do and look out for one another and you know, try to help out, that when you get someplace and it's not the same, and like Stephen knows, you know, the same thing Stephen went through, being out there around people that are trying to be in the industry, that's trying to do stuff in the industry, but because you may have the most creative ideals out of the whole group, that a few of them start stealing your ideals and running off with them, and then they never come back to say thank you, or they don't come back and say, hey, let me try to lift you up and help you out.
Right.
You know, because I'm getting what I'm getting is because of what you've done to help me advance. And that's one of the things that my son is struggling with. And because he's been in a situation like that for so long, he is so angry. You know, and he doesn't understand. Dude, you have to forgive people. And I can't get really mad at people that I didn't raise.
But you know, when you forgive people like that, I mean, it's hard, especially if it's been done so many times, like you said. If it's been done so many times to someone, it makes it hard for them to trust anyone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But you know, and you know, you have to work with someone or whatever. So it's hard to kind of feel out who's real and who's, you know, hey boy, you know, we've been in this business for a minute, you know, and we have people come and go, you know what I'm saying? And me and you the only one been hanging because we've been true to this game, you know what I'm saying? And everybody else come and play like they true to the game.
I don't even like Hollywood. That's the thing. Yeah. So that's the thing. Like I always told him that he already know that I don't even like Hollywood. I don't like Hollywood people. I know it's weird. Right. So because I'm from California, but I'm from South Central. So you know what I mean? We already know that like Hollywood and LA is two different places. Hollywood and the Valley the valley is two different places. You know what I'm saying? And how people deal with people, because everyone, essentially, like you said, everyone's just trying to get ahead. And so, I see you smart. I see that you got creative ideas. Let me snatch that and let me move ahead. And the reason why they won't pull you up, essentially, is because they know how talented and creative you are. And they know that they stole your idea, and that's the only idea that they have. You feel what I'm saying? And you have multiple ideas, and you're going to be able to make your way. So, I definitely always.
Let me tell
you say
him
what?
How you used to be.
Oh yeah,
Fat Boy used to, like I'll tell Fat Boy, because we try to do videos and stuff right there, whatever. And Fat Boy be like, "But dance, man, I don't want to dance." Like, it was hard just to even get him to do anything, boy. I mean, for him to come out of that shell, man, for a while, man. I know that was the first thing you told me, man. I don't like Hollywood. I don't like all that. You know what I'm saying? Put my mic closer. All right, because
why you gotta say?
Hey, because I'm reading while I'm.
Hey man, get your cousin. Is she cutting? Is she cutting? Cut Pete.
He don't know how to be discreet. He don't know how to be discreet.
I just wanted to
If
share.
I wanted everybody to see it, I'd have yelled it on the mic.
But you should have.
Hey, fix your mic, what?
You what?
You already know I'm a reader. You just
I know. As soon as I typed it, I was like, I saw his eyes moving. I was going to say, watch his lips move.
What you said? He can't help himself.
He cannot help himself.
He can't help it.
One more comment. Read that, Jill. For Jill.
Jill says in therapy, the hardest thing we have to work through is people letting go of their anger and forgiving those that hurt them. They have carried it around so long, it begins to change them.
Yep. Facts.
That is true.
Nail on the head, Jill. As always.
All right, man. It's about that time. Y'all know what time it is. Yeah. Is it? It's that time for history.
Thought you wouldn't dance. Look at this fool dance.
Oh! Is it about time? No, no. Oh, we got a great one today, y'all. I'm ready. Today, I'm gonna take this one slow too. Today we have a great segment with history and blackness. I'm finding them out the crates, y'all. This one is Christopher C. Walmack. I couldn't find this man's birthday. I'm gonna find his birthday, but he was born in 1958. He is a distinguished African American business executive who, in May 2023, became the first Black chairman, president, and CEO of Southern Company, a leading energy provider serving 9 million customers across the United States. Raised in Greenville, Alabama, during the Civil Rights era, Walmack's early experience with racial discrimination fueled his passion for public policy and social equity. He earned a bachelor's degree in political science from Western Michigan University in 1979 and a master's degree in public administration from American University. Further enhancing his leadership credentials, he completed the Stanford Executive Program in 2001. Walmack's professional journey began on Capitol Hill as a legislative aide to Congressman Leon Panetta. In 1988, he joined Southern Company, where he held various leadership roles, including senior vice president of human resources and chief people officer and president of external affairs. As CEO of Georgia Power, a Southern Company subsidiary, he oversaw significant projects like the addition of 2 nuclear reactor units at Plant Vogtle, marking the first new nuclear units built in the U.S. in over 30 years. Walmart's commitment to diversity and community engagement has been recognized with accolades such as the 2022 Herman J. Russell CEO of the Year Award by the Atlanta Business League. His leadership exemplifies the increasing presence and influence of African Americans in top-tier corporate positions.
Right. That's good. That's real good. Very good.
So Southern. That's the Power and Light Company. Is that what?
Yeah, that's so he's
So
CEO
Georgia,
basically of all the light of Georgia.
yeah,
Yep.
Georgia Power is the electric company. The Southern company is the parent company.
Mm-hmm.
I had Georgia Power when I lived in Savannah when I was in the Army, and Georgia Power that's a big that's a monster money making company.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
Fat Boy again? How did he become the CEO?
He I think he did a mentor internship there.
Mm-hmm. That's where he started out.
That's what he started. He started out as an aide, a legislative aide.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a lot of money in the electric company
Of
business.
course.
So a lot of those CEOs and VPs, even once they have up until a number of years to serve. So once they get a certain age, they normally have to retire, but then they go in and do subcontracting with other companies, and especially smaller companies that are trying to get into that business. They become consultants for them.
Right.
I have a couple of friends in the DMV that work for Pepco and Exelon, now that are, that's the big, electric company there.
Getting ahead of us. I got the CEO next. He coming.
Yeah.
Get
So
the
what
CEO
people
over there too.
what people don't understand, people be missing money. There's two industries where it's always going to be a need.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is electric.
Mm-hmm.
Number one is power.
Yep.
Number two is trash.
Yep.
Always.
Let me tell you. I drove a trash truck. I made mad bank, and people look at you like you crazy, and they act like you a dirty, you a trash man.
Black.
I said, fool, I'm making so
Yes.
much. I'm making cheese right now. You can call me whatever you want to. I don't care.
Black lift.
My dad,
If-
my mother's boyfriend used to do that. Finest. I don't know if you remember Finest.
Yeah, I remember finest. Duh.
Yes, he was a trash man, but
Mm-hmm.
he made buku money.
If you, I think if dudes right now hustling the streets, if they really knew how much the trash man make, it is
Exactly.
ridiculous.
Right.
Exactly.
When I lived in Norfolk, I worked in the trash, but in Norfolk, the trash you gotta load it on the back of the truck and then dump it with the little machine in Norfolk.
So what you're talking about is residential. So there's residential trash. I drove a commercial truck, which is the ones that has a fork on the front and lifts all the big cans.
Yeah,
I drove that, and I drove a roll-off truck, which takes the big containers that you drop off at construction sites. So my CDL, that's what I had, but I wasn't gonna be no. So the dudes that ride on the back of the trash truck nowadays, it's terrible. Most of them are day laborers.
Yeah.
They just hire them for the day to come and help out. But the dude that's driving the truck is making the cake.
He making 80,000 a year. That's what I was going with.
80,000 plus.
Yeah. That's where I was going with it. I found out he was making that much damn money. And what happened was I started out as a day laborer, like Black Lift said, and they wanted to hire me on. And just to dump trash, y'all, 50 grand a year.
Wow. All right.
Yep.
Man. But just a reminder, you guys, we are, hoping you guys.
Yep.
I haven't seen like how many got 17 donations so far.
Yeah.
Hopefully by the end of the weekend, man, can we get at least 25 donations in her account right there? Okay. Help Jill on her heart transplant, you guys. I just want to remind you again, it is scrolling down at the bottom of the screen there. GoFundMe, and y'all see the link. Just go onto it, and just give $1, $2, $3, $4.
And look, that's the one thing I want to say is that don't go by. So it's only 17 donations, and it seems like a pretty lot because some of her friends, donate a lot of money. But look, we ain't trying to look. $5, $1, $10, all that stuff add up. Ain't nobody trying to break the bank. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Ain't nobody trying to look for no $100. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I already did. So.
Yeah, you did it. It's cool. But
if you weren't looking for it, I should have just did 5. No, I'm just messing with you.
I seen it. I was like, oh, all right, cuzzo. Yeah.
Take care of us.
Yeah.
Take care of us. That's like you said, Fat Boy. That's what's up. All right, man. You know what? I'm gonna start getting an intro for lift for dear brothers and sisters.
Yeah, no, for real.
Mhm.
Coming with them dear brothers and sisters, man. And you know what? Go ahead, go on, get you one, dog. Go on, get you one.
Come on, Black Lil. Come on, Black Lil.
No,
You gotta do something, Black Lil.
I'm
You
old,
got
man.
to
I
do
don't look.
something.
Look, real G's don't. We don't dance. We boogie. I
We
just kind of.
boogie.
I lean
You,
against the wall.
you
Yeah,
just gotta. That's all right.
yeah.
All right, go ahead, dog. What we got?
Mm-mm.
All right. So, dear brothers, dear sisters, do you think it's okay to try and get a discount from a black-owned business just because you are supporting a black-owned business?
Woo.
Mm.
And if you do get your ass off our show, no, I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
Look,
I am just.
and that's why I came up with this, because everybody has their own opinion
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the what I want to say about it is that there are times when, so here in San Antonio, there's a, and I'm pretty sure they're where you guys are too. There's a black owned business directory
Mm-hmm.
that actually shows you the black owned businesses in town, that you can go support and you can help.
Mm-hmm.
And so if it's something that I need, and I feel like I can go to them as opposed to going to they, if you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because right now I'm trying my best and it's hard. I'm not messing with Target.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not messing with Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon's tough. That's a hard one to stay away from. I've been trying real hard,
Yeah.
but it's tough. I ain't making it. I ain't doing so good.
No.
I ain't doing so good on Amazon.
Uh,
But and so if I can find a black owned business that I can go to, I will go there and I will spend my dollars there. And I'll actually pay over. Sometimes I'll pay over, you know what I mean, what the price is, because I feel like I'm helping them to stay in business. But
Mhm.
we have people that have this mentality that it's like, come on, brother or sister, you can't give me a break, you can't give me a discount, you can't do this for me because I'm helping you. But are you really helping me if you're trying to take away from my profit that I make?
right. Or you actually helping me gain as opposed to you taking from me,
Exactly.
which is going to cause me to lose.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I think it's bad for us as black folks to feel like we have to discount when you got white folks don't. You know,
Exactly.
they don't have to. They know they don't have to discount because they know what their quality, what their stuff are. But you have people that, and I hate to say it, man. Sometimes we mess ourselves up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we basically, because sometimes we feel guilt or whatever or something like that, like, oh, I better discount them in order for them to come back or this. And, I mean, and in fairness to, I mean, you go to white business and you try to get a discount as well.
Well, and Gio posted that because she had a business, and people
Mhm.
always wanted, all her friends or people like that always wanted a damn discount.
Mhm.
Well, brothers and sisters, black Nubian queens and kings, I'm always looking for a discount. So I go to the sales page. When I bought Nike, I went to the sales page. But no, I don't feel like I deserve a discount because I'm black, but I'm looking for a discount, y'all. That's just me because I'm frugal, right? Now, I'm looking for a sale, should I say. I'm always looking for a sale. I've been haggling since I've been going to the swap meet and talking to the Chinese lady trying to get a $6 t-shirt for $5. So I'm a haggler, y'all. I'm
Of
a haggler.
course. Yeah.
I'm always haggling. But however, all jokes aside, I do think that Heather made a great point in the comments. I'm not going to go there. I do think that there is a balance that needs to be done within this black business diaspora, right?
Mhm.
There needs to be quality material at great prices, and then the customer needs to come in to purchase those materials at that price. What I have noticed, and there's many factors that go into it. Like the liquor store I go to, the black owned one is $3.74 for beer, right, for my 2 beers, but at the Arab store it's $3. But what I learned, y'all, but this is what I'm learning though. What I learned that at the black store they don't charge the credit card fee, but at the other store they do. But then also another thing that goes into it is that a lot of these black businesses are getting charged higher from their vendors,
Right.
right? And
Right.
so as customers, that is something that we need to be able to acknowledge when we are going and we are patronizing these businesses and helping out these businesses
And
because they
along with
are
that,
being charged more.
and along with that, that Arab store that you're talking about, right?
Mhm.
They buy in bulk.
Yes,
So
they do.
basically, if they have 10 stores,
Mhm.
okay, they can buy at a much more discounted price
Yes,
than
sir.
that black-owned person that only
Just
has
got
one store.
one or two.
You
Yep.
see what I'm saying?
Yes,
And
sir.
so, me personally, I don't care. I'll pay the $3.74.
Yeah, I'm paying the $3.74.
Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
Because I understand the economics of the system that we live in.
Yes,
That
sir.
if you don't have that leverage, you will never have the ability to charge a discounted price and make a profit.
Right.
But people are okay with going to Walmart or Target and paying that same price, but you won't go to another place and pay the same price, maybe a few cents more. You know what I mean? But we're okay with supporting the big dogs, the mass market, but we can't help. You know, you see what I'm saying?
You know, I do.
You
I
think
do.
some people don't support just because you're black?
I've seen that happen.
That happens.
That it does happen because unfortunately, regardless, people will prey on your downfall.
Yes, they will.
There are people that will literally be like, so I know for a fact there's a certain group of people here in the San Antonio area that take that book, that black owned business book, as a stay away from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's gonna happen because that's as old as time.
Right.
Yeah, that's always gonna happen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's always gonna
say
happen.
for instance, if say for instance that you have and this is one of the things that I think is horrible because I think we started off, with CMOS.
Of course, yeah.
Building that business, and then white people get a hold of it, and then because they got more revenue, more connections,
Mass production,
and able to do mass production, they do it. And the thing is we don't recognize sometimes, or some people don't recognize if they're not really doing their homework, that the people that own the business, the black owned business, compared to the people that actually mass production and also making it weaker, you know what I'm saying, but just using the name or whatever the case may be to draw you in to buy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's another thing that a lot of people need to understand too, is when you have people that, like us that come up with CMOS, that CMOS, I'm telling you, I just only got sick last week in the last 5 or 6 years. And that's because I hadn't took CMOS this year. But when I was taking the CMOS, I was never sick. And I was getting original shit. I wasn't getting none of the stuff they putting down out there with the mask, and watering it down or whatever the case may be.
But the Amazon CMOS is crap.
Exactly. That's exactly.
That's that stuff from China.
You know what I'm saying? And and my boy is the same way. My boy Buck is the same way, man. He's 100% on for black owned businesses. So what I'm saying is sometimes we got to watch out for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, we came out not only CMOS, we came out with the elderberry and all of that stuff, all that healthy stuff that we came up with, and we put out, and these other people basically just took it and made it weaker and did it for profit and ran with it.
Yeah.
What Heather say?
She said, however, I don't like being charged $1 for cranberry juice when I have added it into my already $9 to $10 drink of Crown Apple. And we kind of addressed that in the sense of that the African American store, especially in the liquor sector, are being charged higher prices than their Asian counterparts, than their Arab counterparts.
They don't have enough stores to get that discount. Have enough
stores, and just also they're not getting the same loans. They're just not getting the same prices from the vendors. It's just a different thing.
No.
I do want to. Hi, Casey. I do
Hey,
want
Casey.
to address, because this has also been my issue too. In Black business, is that we also have to raise the bar for what we do and how we set our customer service, how we set our representation for our businesses. I think that when you talk about your Targets and you talk about, that's because that's what people call it, right? When you talk about your Walmarts, when you talk about the big business, what comes with that is a level of satisfaction and quality, and knowing that when I go to this store, this is what I'm going to get. Right? You got some people who only go to Target because they don't like the ghetto people that's in Walmart, right? And vice versa. You got people who go to Walmart because they don't like the prices at Target, right? I'm one of them. And so as entrepreneurs and up and coming Black businesses, what we need to understand is not only to get our own cultures to support us, but to become the big brands where we can be big CMOS companies, right, and mass produce CMOS. We can't have the glued on labels, right? We have to have, we have to really take time into our presentation. We have to take time into our customer curation, right? Our marketing, right? Our websites, right? And making sure that not just making it a Black or a white thing, but making it a business thing, right? And understanding that we have a proper business model and we have something to offer that others don't. And that's why you come to us, not just because we're a Black-owned business, but we're one of the best businesses in the game, right?
And also to put that out there about what you're saying, there are a lot of Black-owned businesses that expect you to cut them a break
because of that,
because they're a Black-owned business and their food ain't good and their service is bad and they talking crazy to you and they expect you to be like, come on, brother, you gotta let this go. This is a Black-owned business.
Business.
No.
I think what we are missing out on is when you look back at history, when Chicago, Ohio, some of these other places had their own economy as far as economics in the Black culture. And people had pride. Like, a lot of people back then, they didn't go into the store to buy their clothing. Things were tailor made.
Yes, they did.
You had grandmothers and moms that actually tailor made your clothes. So when you walked out the house, your clothes was made to fit you. So there was a certain pride in that because you knew somebody took the time to make sure that you look good. Same thing with your food. You had people that my great grandmother and them had a garden. So we go outside to get fresh fruit. There's just things that you learned and you saw when you were younger and how people took pride in it. And they took pride in it because it took so long to get to where they were. The ancestors before them took so long. So it was a lot of sacrifice. And so you have this thing about, I'm not going to let you down because you've gone to the grave with everything that afforded me to be here and be able to have this, to be able to do what I'm doing and to have a mindset, a business acronym, to be able to know what to do and how to do it. And then, because there was so much pride in self, then you always wanted to make sure that you stood out. Nobody wanted to be the same as everybody else. Even if you may have the same type of product, you don't want to be the same. Something that you were doing was going to make you stand out from your competitors. And it was enough for everybody, but people really took pride in supporting Black-owned business and keeping the money within the community so that the community could thrive. Nowadays, we see everybody, one thing about when you look at, Michael Kors, Kate Spade, all of them, when they first came out, they were designers, but they came out in Target, different places. They didn't have the high volume that they have now where you're paying $1,000 for something or whatever. But they came out in those places where people could afford to buy their clothing. And it is not until they start selling a lot, and then they want to get into the fashion industry and really have the big shows and the runway and all that stuff, and then they start charging more. But when some of these designers came out, they literally was coming out to make it affordable. When Walmart came out with George, which was considered their designer line, back in the 2000s, whatever, 1999, they came out with George. Everybody thought that was a big deal because there was nothing in Walmart that showed that you could have a suit, a shirt, a tie, dress shoes, anything that made you look like you got something. Nobody had that in a department store. And so Walmart came out with George, and George just changed everything. And then once George changed everything, how people were doing, now all of a sudden we get all of these big designers now start coming down with a lower cost brand that they could put into these stores so that they can capitalize off of those consumers.
Let me ask you this: how did what would you guys? What's your guys' opinions? Say, for instance, let's say as far as when it comes to fashion, when it comes to clothing, when we had FUBU. And when FUBU basically now they're not even.
He sold the company.
They sold the company. They're extinct. Yeah,
once he sold the company, I think that the brand went with it.
Yeah,
it's the same thing for Sean John.
I think Diddy still part owns Sean John though.
Yeah, he has some, but those brands like FUBU. FUBU came out and it was a representation of Black culture.
Yeah.
Between that and cross colors and all of that stuff,
representation.
Well, cross colors is still around.
It is, I know.
Organized still around. Yeah.
And I think and because of that, and the fact that we're always, as people from the diaspora and multicultural, as far as how we look and all that stuff, we are always setting the trend for the next generation. Like my sister and them just came back from Lisbon, Portugal. And they were saying how over there you see Black culture everywhere. No matter where you turn your head, there's Black culture everywhere. And her friend was just pointing it out to her, like, hey, this is from us. This is from people of color. This is where they get that. And I think we have to just get back into again taking pride in ourselves. Let's stop focusing on all the negative stuff and start focusing on all the great things that have happened that has afforded us to be where we are right now. Yeah, because we spend too much time talking about all the negative things, but we don't sit there and astrobate all the great stuff that has happened and has occurred to allow us to be where we are. Okay. So, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna tell Fuel, I'm gonna tell you and Dr. C something real funny.
Spell it.
There's a Harold Pinners here in San Antonio.
Oh my!
And there's listen, and this Harold Pinners here in San Antonio has been here for 50 years.
Yep.
And it's still open in downtown San Antonio.
Still thriving.
Harold Pinners.
It's kind of like a pimp store. Yeah, it's the
Black culture basically store. For us basically.
Yep. Harold.
Every Easter we went and got a Harold Pinner suit.
Harold Pinners was Jewish. They were
I know he's Jewish. Yeah,
and came out of Kansas City. But Harold Pinners, when I say Fat Boy, they had the Stacey Adams. They had all the latest,
all the brother drip. That's the pimp stuff.
So basically, hey, that pinky suit from Friday.
Yeah.
Boy, Harold Pinners had them in spades. They had all green suits.
Yeah, but
they had green shoes.
They didn't used to be as expensive neither though. Now they're
hell no.
They're a lot more expensive than it. I mean, I'm talking about, you used to get, 2 or 3 outfits for the weekend. Now you can only get one, one shirt. $150.
Look, bro, you better go to K&G. I go to K&G.
K&G.
Yeah. K&G's nice.
Let's get Heather. Heather said, then add it into the price, not extra. However, if it is extra, tell me up front, not when I get the bill.
That's facts.
She said she agree about customer service. And I think y'all was talking about something, and she said that part because yes, they do. I think she's talking about as far as not wanting you to like cut them a break on quality and stuff. Yeah.
Dapper Dan.
Dapper Dan.
Pam, what's up, Miss Trimmy?
Hey, Pam.
Great discussion.
Yes. What'd she say? Oh,
Shaq was in Walmart at Payless years ago. He did very well. He's still in Walmart.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's smart. Yeah.
Here we go.
Where buys?
Exactly.
Boo. Harold
Pinners.
Pinners. Yeah. Somebody know.
We brought it back.
Harold Pinners was every day in Chicago. They like when I say they around, they around. And that's the whole thing. I think a lot of times other people come in and they see what works for us and they piggyback off of it. And again, as I think all of us have said, they just happen to have the finances or resources, or they partner with somebody that's willing to, work with them in order to make things happen. Because at the end of the day, the reason why we had, places like Wall Street, the Black Wall Street, and all of those places, because people made it their business that if they came to town, to go pay love to the people in those places that had business. It was like a design. So yeah, you've seen the movie where it says the Green Notebook or whatever it is.
The Green Book.
The Green Book.
And so it only takes you where there is Black owned.
Where it's safe.
Exactly.
Yeah, safe representation.
So that you can do business and not have to worry about anything. I think if we get back to that when it comes to our people who do have a business, that we honor them in what they're doing, it helps us build, economic Black success, for our children to see. And it's not just us saying and talking about what used to be. It's literally what we can be saying is happening, which helps them thrive. I'm watching a lot of young people that are coming up, writing and doing different things and thriving. Why? Because they're motivating their generation to do things. And these are young Black African-American kids that are doing a lot of different things in science, in STEM. They getting the job done.
This is one of the things that need to stop too, though, because a lot of our Black businesses are stealing from their own selves or from their, from the, what I mean? Like you have employees that, you try to hire them, they're stealing from you. For example, the pinners that we were talking about, it used to be 3 or 4 in Kansas City. Now only 1. You know what I mean? And it was because, and I knew some of the employees that were,
I did too.
And that was like backdooring, a close. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the business went down. So sometimes we stick ourselves in the foot. You know what I mean? As to growing these businesses or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's what needs to stop in order for us to really, really get ahead.
Yeah, I agree.
O said King Flame. Who? King Flame.
King Flame's welding out of Gardena. LA, Black owned, quality work. Hey, Black Live is Black Live. I mean, Big O man is cold in the welding, man. He helped design SoFi Stadium, and when y'all see on TV, when you see the Tuitt Stadium, where you see those red things there, Big O helped do that. All of the work over there, all the welding work over there, Big O.
Oh, so you didn't. So I guess y'all didn't know I was a welder, huh?
Oh yeah, Big O, you and Big O can tap in because Big O a legend. But yeah, man, make sure y'all tap in, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
I learned how to weld. I went to welding school at Johnson County Community College.
Okay, see,
but that was the railroad. The railroad paid for me to go to welding school.
Oh, that's cool.
Hey, what do you Lift?
Man, let me tell you, bro. Look,
Lift is a how can I say?
Multi-talented.
Well, yeah, multi-talented is right. You're right about that part.
A world-class hustler.
I can say you probably made $1 million
that part
in your lifetime.
Yeah,
I did what?
I can say you made $1 million in your lifetime.
Oh, bro, I made $1 million at Gateway selling computers.
That's what I said. You made $1 million in your lifetime. Yeah, exactly.
It's gone now, but hey.
Oh, for real.
I know, right? But anyway, man. Hey, once again, reminder, because we're not gonna leave until I remind y'all
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
help out our girl
Yeah.
Jill, her heart transplant journey. If you guys can, while you listening, go ahead and donate a little something, or either put a word of encouragement on her page, so you
Yes, sir.
know that you guys was here and know that you heard it from us and supporting her. Okay, so do that for us, all right? Because we're about to get up out of here, and I
Yep.
appreciate you guys coming and joining us. Everyone that joined us today, I appreciate you guys.
Whatever, Jill.
Once again, huh?
I said, whatever, Jill.
What you
She
say?
just posted something.
Wait, let me get it. Let me get it. She said, "No, he's too smart and gets bored when he learns everything about the stuff." You're probably right. Yeah, because back in the day of the computers, you was like a daggone mastermind, and you just got bored with it and quit.
Yeah,
Especially when I needed,
I moved on to something else.
look, especially when I needed some shit. I was like, "Damn, you ain't doing what no more? What the hell?"
Yeah, I'm out of that.
No,
Yeah.
it's all good. All right, man. Once again, you guys support Jill Woods
Yes.
heart transplant journey, man. And hopefully, we'll see some results, man, by the end
Yeah.
of the day. Or
And
end of
and just for those that don't know, Jill Woolridge, that is my wife.
Yeah.
So it ain't some random person that is my wife.
yeah.
And yeah,
Gotcha.
love her to pieces.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, man. That's gonna do it for me. I appreciate you guys. Of course, the team. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all, man. What you got there, fat boy?
Oh man, I appreciate y'all. Like I told y'all, man, I love, of course, of our co-hosts, man. I love every last one of y'all. I love every last one of our supporters. But Black Lift whooping y'all feet with these dear brothers, dear sisters. I mean, really just whooping on you. But make sure y'all send a video or audio clip, no longer than a minute, 30 seconds to a minute, to firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. That's firedupbroadcasting@gmail.com. And you can title it Dear Brother or Dear Sister. We excited. I'm excited. Had a great show. And shout out Jill for being extremely strong, extremely courageous during this time. So one of our number one supporters. And so shout out to her. And we love Jill for sure, for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Go ahead. Link.
All right. Look, I want to thank each and every one of y'all for tuning in. I love my co-hosts from the flow to the ceiling.
No, for real.
You know what I'm saying? And every person that's watching or listening right now, tell two people, tell two people, tell two more people. We really need to make this blow up. We're really trying to do a service to the community. And I know a lot of times and I tell my wife this all the time, I know a lot of times we talk about Black history and Black things like that, but this is for it's for human people.
Yes,
It's
it is.
for humankind.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't matter what color you are. The stuff we talk about is stuff that you can incorporate in your everyday life.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, I love y'all. Peace. Tell somebody, and I'll see y'all next week.
And last but not least, the lovely, beautiful Ronald.
Well, I want to say, thank you to everybody that hopped on, Delisa, my sister Jill, Mr. O, Heather, Pam, and all of those that are out there on Facebook and Twitter and whatever else from YouTube. The reality is this: the reason why we do this is because information is power.
Come on now.
And when you have power, you no longer settle for what is not the truth. And so we do this because one, we love to share. Two is, prayerfully someone is getting something, and whatever you get today, you go with it to the next time, and you're able to share it with someone else that's going to need it. And then again, if you have something that you want to say, don't be shameful or don't be shy. Hop on here and get in tune with the conversation, because the conversation is what keeps us going. The information and the different opinions and perspectives and the experiences is what really helps we help each other out. No matter where you are, no matter what you've been through, we're helping each other out. So please, in all that you do, share this, post it on your pages and get people involved and start having these conversations. Like once we have it, go now, you start having it with other people. And again, don't forget to support my sister Jill. She is an amazing person who has endured a lot. I love the love that Lyft has for her, because you see the power in their relationship. And she's always upbeat, y'all. I mean, when I say she's always upbeat, she is always upbeat.
Always.
She's never down. So when you have a person in your life that you know fighting for their life, you can't do nothing but do what you're supposed to do, is live your life to the fullest to make sure that whatever you can do, that you do. So if we can please drop this on your page, go check it out, support, do everything you need to do so that we can do what we need to do to make sure that Jill gets what she needs to get. And so until next time, be good to yourself, stay true to yourself, love yourself, be kind to yourself, and make sure you know that you are all that and then some.
That's what's up.
Amen to that.
That's what's up, man. That's what's going to do it for us today. Once again, we appreciate you guys joining us, and we will see y'all next week. Same bat time, same back channel. Fired Up Broadcasting. And remember,
if they talking about you behind your back,
they
behind you for a reason. Peace.
All our illusions will get the parade, and all the reasons start to fade.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Reasons, the show where you can give your reasons why you think what you feel about what we're talking about today. We should know this, man. We say no.
Dear brother, how do y'all deal with erectile dysfunction when you're in a relationship?
I wouldn't know how to do it unless I had it. And remember, if they're talking about you behind your back, they behind you for a reason. Hey.